What to do with your CRA tax refund. Most Canadians get this wrong. $2,000. That's the average tax refund the CRA issued to Canadians this year. 19 million refunds. Over $45 billion flowing back into the hands of everyday Canadians right now in March and April. So here's the question nobody asks out loud. Where does that money actually go? Statistics Canada data tells us that most of it is spent within 30 days. A little bit on bills, a little bit on something the family needed, and honestly, a lot of it on things that feel good in the moment and disappear within a month. And I get it. When the CRA deposits $2,000 into your account, it feels like found money. It feels like a gift. It feels like you earned a treat. But here's what I want to show you today. That $2,000, depending on what you do with it in the next 2 weeks, could either be gone by May, or it could be worth over $15,000 20 years from now. Same money, completely different outcome. And the difference comes down to one decision most Canadians make without thinking about it at all. I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do with your tax refund this year, step by step, in order of priority, so that this money actually changes your financial future instead of just passing through your hands. Stay to the end because the third option I cover is the one most Canadians completely ignore, and it's arguably the most powerful one available to you right now. Why your refund isn't actually found money. Before we get into what to do with the money, I want to spend 60 seconds on something that will completely change how you think about it. Your tax refund is not a bonus. It's not a gift from the government. It's not the CRA being generous. It's your own money, money you overpaid in taxes throughout the year coming back to you. You essentially gave the CRA an interest-free loan for 12 months, and they're finally paying you back. No interest, no thank you, just your own dollars returning home. Why does this matter? Because the moment you stop thinking of it as a windfall and start thinking of it as a scheduled deposit you've been waiting for, you make a completely different decision about where it goes. You wouldn't get a paycheck and spend the whole thing on a vacation without thinking twice, but that's exactly what millions of Canadians do with their refund every single year. The framing changes the behavior. So now that we've reframed it, here's the decision framework I'd walk through if this was my money. The priority order, where the money goes. There's a specific order I'd run through with this money, and it matters that you go in order, because skipping to step 3 when step 1 isn't done yet is one of the most common financial mistakes I see. Priority 1, kill any high interest debt first. If you are carrying any debt above 8% interest, credit card balances, payday loans, buy now, pay later balances, that is your first stop. Full stop, no debate. Here's the math. The average Canadian credit card charges around 20% interest. If you have $2,000 sitting on a credit card and you pay it off with your refund, you just earned a guaranteed 20% return on that money. Tax-free, instantly. No investment on earth gives you a guaranteed 20% return. Paying off high-interest debt is the best investment most Canadians can make, and almost nobody frames it that way. If you have no high-interest debt, great, move to priority 2. Priority 2, build or top up your emergency fund. Before you invest a single dollar, you need a financial foundation, and the foundation is 3 to 6 months of expenses sitting somewhere liquid, meaning you can access it within a day or two without penalty. Most Canadians don't have this. A 2024 survey found that nearly half of Canadians are within $200 of not being able to cover their monthly bills. That means one car repair, one appliance breakdown, one unexpected medical bill, and they're borrowing money. If your emergency fund is empty or underfunded, route your refund here first. A high-interest savings account. This is where this money lives. Not invested in stocks. Not locked in a GIC, accessible, earning something, waiting. If your emergency fund is solid, move to priority 3, and this is the one most Canadians skip. Priority 3. Max your TFSA, the most underused account in Canada. The tax-free savings account is the most powerful financial tool available to everyday Canadians. I want to be very direct about this. If you are not maximizing your TFSA, you are leaving real money on the table every single year. Here's why it's so powerful. Any money you put into your TFSA grows completely tax-free. Not tax-deferred, tax-free, forever. When you take it out in retirement, the CRA does not get a single dollar. If you invest $2,000 in a TFSA today and it grows to $15,000 over 20 years at a 10% average annual return, you keep all $15,000. If that same money was in a regular taxable account, you'd owe capital gains tax on $13,000 of that growth. In an RRSP, you'd owe income tax on the entire $15,000 withdrawal. In a TFSA, zero. The CRA gets nothing. Priority 4. FHSA, if you're planning to buy a home. This is the one I promised you, the account most Canadians have heard of but haven't opened yet. The First Home Savings Account is genuinely one of the best financial products the Canadian government has ever created. And the reason I say that is because it gives you the benefits of both the RRSP and the TFSA simultaneously. You contribute money, you get a tax deduction, just like an RRSP. The money grows tax-free inside the account, and when you withdraw it to buy your first home, you pay zero tax on it. Not deferred, not on the growth, zero tax whatsoever. You contribute $2,000 from your refund into an FHSA today. It grows to $4,000 by the time you buy your home. You withdraw the full $4,000 tax-free, and the government also reduced your taxable income in the year you contributed. You literally won twice. The contribution limit is $8,000 per year, with a lifetime maximum of $40,000. If you haven't opened one yet, your 2026 tax refund is the perfect reason to start. And if you don't end up buying a home within 15 years, you can transfer the full amount to your RRSP without penalty. There is almost no scenario where opening an FHSA is the wrong move if you don't yet own a home. The mistake that costs Canadians thousands. Now I want to talk about the most common mistake I see, because even people who know all of this still fall into it. It's called lifestyle spending disguised as responsible spending. Here's what it looks like. You get your refund. You tell yourself you're being responsible. You pay off one credit card. You put $300 towards something the house needed, maybe $200 into savings. And then somehow the rest of it just blends into the month. The grocery bill feels less painful. You order dinner out a few extra times. You buy the thing you've been putting off. And by June, the refund is gone and you genuinely cannot account for most of it. This is not a discipline problem. It's a system problem. The money hit your account and you didn't tell it where to go before it arrived. The fix is embarrassingly simple. Before your refund lands, right now, today, open whichever account is your priority and decide the amount. The moment the deposit hits, you move it, same day, ideally the same hour. If it sits in your checking account for even 48 hours, it starts to feel like spending money. Give it a destination before it arrives. The Canadians who build wealth aren't the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who have a plan for the money before it shows up. What about RRSP? Where does it fit? I know what a lot of you are thinking right now. What about the RRSP? Great question, and the answer is, it depends on your situation. Here's the quick framework. And if you've already maxed your TFSA contribution room this year, then yes, RRSP is absolutely where the refund goes next. The short version, TFSA first if income is under 80K, RRSP first if income is over 100K. Between those, it genuinely depends, and a 20-minute conversation with a fee-only financial planner is worth every dollar. We started with a number, $2,000, the average Canadian tax refund in 2026. That same $2,000 invested in a TFSA in a low-cost index fund at an average 8% annual return becomes just over $9,300 in 20 years. In a TFSA, tax-free. The CRA gets none of it. Here's the one thing I want you to do today, not tomorrow, today. Go to your bank or your investment app and open whichever account applies to you, TFSA, FHSA, or both, and set up the transfer before your refund lands. Give the money a destination before it arrives. That single action is worth more than anything else in this video. If this was useful, subscribe for more Canadian financial content. Real numbers, no fluff.